Welcome, everybody. This is another Minisode. This is the third one. You haven't heard the other one yet, but you will. The one previously. Welcome to QF, a podcast about Howard Stern. And we thought we'd do another one of these because I think you guys like them more than you'd care to admit. And we got a couple blast articles, but most recently, Wiggy got re-signed for 5 years. Sam, why don't you tell what happened?
Okay. So, war story.
Yeah.
I I was getting ready in the morning, and my daughter, I drive her to school in the morning. Luckily, her school's still open. So I said, okay, get in the car. I automatically start my car. So it's running, and she's in there, and I'm getting my coffee and walking out. And because it's starting and the radio's on, Howard, I guess, was the station I left out. And I hear, and I'm like, oh, Jesus, my poor kid. And then I'm like, of course, Cokehead from Brooklyn is on. Wonderful.
Yeah.
So I get in the car and it's still screaming. I turn it down and he goes, he goes, that's right, Marianne, 5 more years. I put my coffee down. I put my hands in my face. I go, no, like this audible pain. No, my
Yeah.
kid is laughing so hard in the back
Yeah.
seat. She
Yeah.
just thinks this is the greatest thing ever because she knows my pain and suffering. I go, no, it can't be. It can't be.
You
No,
called me twice,
no.
and I was about to turn in actually because we're 14 hours ahead here, and just about to turn in. And Sam, both calls I missed, and then I call her back, and I go, "What? What?" And then I saw the news, and the first thing I thought it was poor Raven.
Me too. And I thought, poor all of us. Poor all of us. And my child is getting such amusement out of the fact she knows we are like sentenced to another 5 years.
It's like going to the parole hearing.
She goes, you got to tell Fillmore. She was so thrilled at this misery of mine. Like my face just dropped. I was like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, it was
Look at the
funny.
tea.
And then if you saw the mockery thread, and everybody was just posting these suicide gifs, like, taking. And then I changed the banner. I got a picture of the Silkwood shower. I'll post that. That might actually be the Photoshop for this one. So, because sometimes you just want to make them known.
Those banners are amazing, and the drug was the hands with the pills spilled out of them, and just the chummy writing of it, like some joyous 50s, advertising.
Yes, absolutely. That was what I was going for.
Oh well, it's perfect. I'm a housewife about to take a handful of Percocet when I got that news.
So let's discuss it a little bit, even though Raven and I are going to do a breakdown this week, and we're going to discuss it in detail with audio to support it and what have you. But we in our hearts, we knew there was only going to be 2 options. He was going to quit or he was going to stay with them. Right, Sam?
I really thought it was going to be quit or stay with them because, like we'll see in some of these articles that came out once he resigned, Spotify barely had a conversation with him. No one's going to pay him the dough or give him the kind of give him the way he is now, the way he gets to run the show with basically no direction. He doesn't have to prove anything. He just gets to do whatever he wants.
So we got 2 blast articles, and we're going to go in chronological order. On November 24th, 2020, on the blast, the same guy, I think, Jeff Mazzeo, who's a real insulting. He's an insult to all paisans across the world. He wrote this one called "Howard Stern's Wife Beth Kisses Frowny Face Howard Doll." I'm thinking as opposed to the other one.
Well, I can't believe this is the title of any article. I was in shock when I saw that. I just was baffled. Also, note that picture. If you go into this is so embarrassing that I know this, but a lot of times you get great wig shots from going into Alame and other red carpet things. They take video clips. They're about 15 seconds, and there's about 100 to 200 of them for every red carpet event that they're at. So in this particular picture, it's for the late night show, or yeah, Letterman or something like that. Something like that. And she's walking away from him. There's a camera there. She walks up to him, grabs him, takes the picture, and literally jumps off of him like he's fucking like he has a disease, and walks right back into the limo. It was the fakest walk to. So this picture where they're looking happy and grabbing each other right there, that lasted about 0.2 seconds for the picture, and then she walked right away.
That's right. And the other thing is the blast guy, for those of you who aren't aware, like let's say, for example, this is your first time hearing the podcast. We do these things every once in a while, and not necessarily the blast. It could be another website. These are essentially puff pieces paid for by the Buchwald agency just to keep him relevant. And I mean, it's something that most guys do now, especially in COVID 2020, because they want to keep the name of their client alive. But I mean, it's incredibly desperate when you got a guy who's worth that much money, like as much money as he is. He still, his ego needs to be stroked like this. It's pathetic.
How about Blast? Howard Stern's wife donates $1 million to a waitress who's been out of work for a year because America just shut down and hasn't paid anyone. I mean, you know.
We're doing two articles from the blast. This is one of them, and this is probably the more pithy of the two. But the other one, we're going to support it with audio, and that we would normally use with Raven for the breakdowns. But Raven and Sam and I decided, let's use this it's very timely, and it connects perfectly to this.
Okay, so ready for this hard-hitting news?
Okay.
All right. So Howard Stern's wife, Beth, kisses frowny face Howard doll. Howard Stern, self-admittedly, is rarely happy, but now there is a slightly less grumpy version that his beautiful wife, Beth, can cuddle with.
And you can to read it in that True Hollywood type, E network like.
This is my blast voice, Fillmore.
Exactly. I'll continue. We'll trade sentences. The Sirius XM star's model wife shared a cute picture of herself planning a big smooch on Howard's cheek on Monday. We got to throw that in. She's a model.
She's scooping litter and taking selfies with half a cat, but yeah, she's a model. Okay.
The next sentence. We'll just go one for one.
She couldn't get the real Howard to pose with her, so she substituted a frowny face doll crafted in his image.
He was anywhere else. The doll had Howard's undyed rock star hair and dark pair of shades like the king of all media always wears. It's almost like they told the writer, look, include this shit. We want you to talk about stuff specifically. Undyed. Make sure it's undyed. The doll's hair.
Rock star.
I'm surprised it should read, actually, if you want to get really accurate. Howard's undyed rock star hair. Okay, the doll had Howard's undyed rock star hair from Grandpa Saul and wore a dark pair of shades. Grandpa doll. Okay, so the next picture is put a sock in it. So this gives we're going to show a picture of it. The doll looks like I don't know.
It's just.
Well, it's got Howard's question mark body frame.
I can't even believe this is an article. I mean, it's just the fact she looks so desperate and unhealthy. Like she's balding. I mean, look at this receding hairline.
Well, women.
What is going on?
Riddle me this, Batman. Women their hair. They've got. I know that women have an extra layer of lanolin in their hair that basically keeps it from falling out. But women can also have a bit of a recede, can't they?
Yeah, they can. But I really think that Beth doesn't have any sort of nutrition going on. She looks completely malnourished.
Right.
It doesn't
So
look like the picture of health, drunk on the floor with a cat.
when
Okay,
she's not
ready?
when she's not pulling her hairs out of her head drunkenly. Yeah, you take the next one, Beth.
Beth simply captioned the smooching snap with a heart with a black heart emoji. Her fans went nuts for the funny pic and sounded off with funny lines in the comment section of her post. Apparently, everyone is a comedian. What does
One
this even mean? What does this mean?
Well, what fans, and second of all, this was one of the quotes they took from. I'm sure they didn't take from the million of other quotes saying, "Wow, it looks just like him." Huh? Thought he was much taller. A funny fan joked, while another said, and then there's no quote. like, like they're missing some. Someone didn't grammar check or spell check.
So when you send this to an editor, I guess that editor is no one.
Yeah, but basically, it's like first come, first serve. One specific fan made a joke about how bad Howard came down on Gary Baba Booey Delabate. Oh, wait, hold on. They spelled Delabate wrong as well. one L, no apostrophe, for spending time in his backyard. Like, how dare you? This version might even go outside and enjoy a night by the fire pit, the follower wrote, referencing last week's shows. And it's got an Instagram picture of Bowie with a fire pit, like, and both knees, and enjoying a little bit of whiskey.
Look at his face in that picture of the fire pit. Doesn't it look like he's like, what has my life come to?
I think he's considering going head first into the fucking fire pit. Poor Bowie at this time. And that fire pit, geez, it just looks like a Burger King flame broiler. Aren't they supposed to look a little more rustic?
Yeah, that's like something, I would have.
It looks like a half of a 747 engine that just caught fire and they just made it into a fire pit. So this next picture is called Frowny Faces Dolls.
Oh,
Frowny
so now
Faces
in case you didn't get enough of the picture previously, now you get a close up of her ugly ass face smooching a sock doll of Howard and her hand.
And we don't. It's just cropped from the earlier photo. We'll show you if you saw the first one, you saw this one. Go ahead.
This is good content, guys. The Howard doll was handcrafted. This sounds like handcrafted, like it's some, amazing artist, like it's so special. It's a fucking sock doll. This Howard doll was handcrafted by the artist Rebecca Floyd, who makes them in her home in Richmond, Virginia. She was actually a finalist in the 2015 Martha Stewart's American Made Craft Contest, according to the artist's website.
Great research.
Great.
Floyd was extremely happy that Beth shared a pic of her doll. Thank you for this beautiful photo. Heart, 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 heart. The artist commented on pictures. I think 9. Okay.
If I had to take a look.
So this one said she does some other cool celebrity dolls like Snoop Dogg, Prince, and Hulk Hogan. The Snoop Dogg one doesn't look actually half bad, except for the fact that he looks like, I don't know, he looks a bit more like Sherman.
This is so dumb. This makes me mad. Like, we could be artists. If you and I decided to go in our sock drawer right now, pull out some old fucking sock, put some Sharpie in a mustache and some rolled and put a joint in it, we could be artists, Fillmore.
What have I been doing all my life?
No, really. What am I doing?
So the next picture is one of my favorite because the wig is so prominent, and I think it's actually because the you could see the artifacts in the picture. It just says "locked down with Howard." I'll screen cap it, and it's all from Beth. It's all from her Instagram things.
So when you see documentaries of like sister wives or people who have been like locked up in houses chained to a bed for a really long time that finally escaped, that's what Beth looks like in this photo.
You know what, that didn't occur to me even for a second, that the main purpose of this stuff, I mean, actually it occurs to me, the main purpose for this blast shit is really for Beth. I mean, it's to get her out there, obviously, but it could also be because she's a depressive, because she's, got nothing, doing nothing. She's not at screenings. She's not in red carpet shit. So all of a sudden we've got to make her Insta pop, or we've got to make her, because it says 607,000 followers on Instagram. And I know that 605,000, whatever, are mocker, like people just looking to see how nuts she is.
Uh, yeah, it's completely for trolling. She just like takes them off your Insta, if you troll her, but we troll her on our own site. But she looks like, I remember do you remember that story, the Turbans or Turpins? They were that family, that weird family who kept all their kids in the house, like locked up. The mother this outfit, the braid on the side, she just looks like a wacko.
Well, the floral prints that look like they came straight out of American Gothic. I mean, let's not get too, like, she doesn't dress like anybody her age group and her state of, like, her finances should dress. She's never known how to dress, but she's looking worse and worse. How is this possible?
I don't know. And I also noticed too, like, Lockdown with Howard. Okay, so you're this article is about nothing. I mean, let's be real. It's about kissing a sock with a face and hair. I mean, this is so embarrassing. How did they sign him after? Like, this is all he's got going on.
Yeah, right.
And her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you going to read this next part? Living with Howard.
Here's the understatement of the year. Ready, guys? Living with Howard can't be easy, especially during the pandemic. The radio host has made it clear that Beth and he are on full lockdown mode, and and have barely left their house since this whole thing started.
Stern is a homebody by nature, but Beth used to live a very exciting life outside of their home before the virus. She recently revealed that she does little things to make herself feel better about being stuck at home.
Yeah.
She does little things. Let's get a couple of cheers. That's my favorite part. Like, how badly does she want to be on a ventilator just to get out of the fucking house, and so she can be in a hospital, see other human beings for the first time in forever?
When she's watching COVID emergency room tapes on a loop, wishing.
And she's like, yeah, she could be watching. I mean, this is the thing. Are you going to read the caption, the Bella one, where it starts there?
Oh yeah, this is another deranged sister wife post of her and her cat Bella, and it says, Bella and I dress up for dinner every evening. It makes us happy, she wrote on social media last week.
Psychologically, what in God's name do you think is going on? Like, what kind of regressive mind does this at age? She's like 50. She's going on 50.
I don't know where her family is, but if I started doing what she's been doing, by the way, if I had all this money and time, even if I was married to this closeted wackadoodle NPD fuck, I would find a way to get a degree online or become a contact tracer, fuckhead. Do something. I mean, you could literally do anything. You have the money and means to fail and try anything. And all you're doing is scooping litter, filling food bowls, and taking selfies. What a fucking lunatic. Lunatic.
It's a waste of time. I mean, what are we doing? Okay, besides work, we're doing a podcast, which, guys, does take a bit of work. Sorry to share the bad news.
It takes a lot of work to be this funny.
But we're given such good material. But she, like, if I were her parents, I'd almost stage like an intervention. I'd have to okay, I know she's married, whatever, but you'd have to say, like, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
If I just think about if my life started turning into this, say I met someone and this is what I started posting, my family would be pounding on the door, being like, get her out of there. Yeah. What is she on? What is going on?
And what's happening to these cats' eyes? Like, what? Yeah. Do they have to lose an eye before they can enter so that their depth perception? Like you just have this image of cats walking into walls.
I know. I always say it must be like Toy Story, like Sid's house, where they just all start crawling out from under the bed, like the fucked up toys.
This would make a great Pixar movie. All these cats with one eyes banding together to try to, get out of, the dungeon.
It's a mix between Stepford and
Misery for Cats. I think I did a Photoshop.
And Boogie Nights and Silence of the Lambs. Take your fucking pick.
We're going into this next one. King of all cats is the caption. King of all cats. And it's another almost overhead shot of the wig with these Jackie O glasses and that butt fluff he calls stubble, which is probably implanted as well. And what's the gray cat's name? Do we even have a? This is the one she used.
Helen Rose.
Helen Rose, the cat dumbbell that she uses to get that crushing body. Let's see.
Yeah, this is the one, by the way, that was supposed to be the therapy cat, but she just decided to make it another selfie cat for her.
Right. Exactly. As all true Stern fans know, Howard and Beth have lots of cats of their own, in addition to being fantastic foster parents to felines looking for a home. They are big supporters of the North Shore Animal League charity, and they even helped create a cage-free environment for animals in their shelter. Want to take over?
Yay! The king of all media claims that Beth does most of the work and sometimes complains, but he loves spending time with the cats immediately after the show and makes it easier now that he does the show from his basement. I mean,
this is making him sound like the biggest loser on the planet.
Both of them. So this is actually work. You guys spend time with your pets. Wouldn't it just be normally like when you walk out of your, like, say, for example, I do laundry in my basement, Fillmore. So I come up from doing laundry and my cat comes near me and wants to get pet. Should I write an article about that? I was folding laundry and Henry needed a pet the other day. I stroked his body while I was pairing socks.
Well, the other thing is you gotta make sure the North Shore Animal League gets plugged. Okay, that's in huge because it's highlighted so you can go to the webpage. And then, okay, the king of all media claims that Beth does most of the work. Claims that she does all the what work does he do? He does nothing with those fucking cats except pay for the bills. And he bitches about it recently on the show, and we'll play the audio.
$500 million, $200 vet bill. Okay.
So, but this is what I don't understand. The sentence, the way it's written, the king of all media claims that Beth does most of the work and sometimes complains. So that's he complains or she complains. The way it's written. But he loves spending time with the cats.
The way it's written, this is like cram as much as you can into a sentence project. I don't know.
Right. The king of all media, who, by the way, is responsible for Son of the Beach and, 50 Ways to Rank Your Mother. And, like if you added all these little extras, ran his whole CV. Okay. So he loves
the king of all media that wouldn't help save his lifelong engineer's wife's life.
Exactly. You'd love to fucking add these in there. Love spending time with the cats immediately after the show. Yeah, right. It makes it easier now that he does the show from his basement. And then the next one, it's got another Instagram. One is this Yoda? I don't know, but Yoda. Someone's got a Howard wig on. It's like one of the cats has a wig, so he knows the gig is up.
That's how they end the article, is a picture with the cat in the wig. And how torturous to put a pair of sunglasses. Like, my cat would be so mad at me. Why are you doing that?
not all cats will stick through, like, will go through that shit with you. I mean, a lot of them just hate being, they're kind of asshole cats. One of my friend's cats was called Sugar, and he was anything but sweet. If guests came over, he would go under the fucking bed, and if you went near him, hey, Sugar, all you saw was he'd be hissing at people, and he got the perfect owner because nobody really liked her either. And exactly, sometimes water finds its own level, guys. The second article is from the Blast as well, and it uses a picture from, if I'm not mistaken, one of the calendars, the North Shore Animal League calendars, because I know this Stepford look, and I know the look of fear in this cat, like the back of my hand.
It's Charlie Chung. He's dead. R.I.P.
So it's funny how you know all the names of the cats, or most of them. Helen Rose is the other one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Lasagna. Howard Stern's wife responds to vicious trolls over Biden cat offer. So these are clips we got from the actual show where Wiggy just got all pissy about things that they had said. He had said, I think. And this was on her Instagram.
By the way, this is how he gets involved into politics. He'll just say this stuff about cat acceptance. I mean, what a pussy. If you're going to put your hat in the ring for this shit, just speak your mind instead it's craziness about, fear mongering and, oh, you don't get to leave your house. Well, guess what? Other people have to work. We all just don't get to work in our basement. Making millions podcasting out of our fucking basement. I mean, if I could, I would.
One thing I hear, we say, guys, we got a Patreon. Anybody who wants to, I'll plug it every fucking time you want. The thing is, I don't understand why he had to go that way with Trump, whether he was Republican or Democrat. Couldn't he have just fallen back on, look, it's my show. I'll have anybody on the show that I feel might be interesting to my listeners. The way Rogan does it. Rogan has all kinds of people on his podcast.
Yeah, a lot of people give Rogan criticism. They say, oh, he went the way of the tinfoil hat. It's like, no, he just has on people he thinks are interesting. He might not agree with everything they say, which is why he has them on. So they get to give their viewpoint and people can think for themselves. I think the problem is people don't get to think for themselves anymore, or our media, shades us from doing that. They don't allow it. They're like, listen, this is how you better think. So we're going to have an echo chamber and you better fucking like the echo or else.
If I were Wiggy, I would not have been fearful of having Trump on during the 2016 campaign and obviously Hillary Clinton. I would have said, look, you're both welcome on this show. I would love to hear from you. You do remember you were too young I think you were too young to remember, but you would have seen it on YouTube, I'm sure. When Bill Clinton went on the Arsenio Hall show, the first time he was running for president.
Oh, I have seen that clip a bunch of times.
He plays saxophone, and I think Arsenio said something. This is the first time I've seen a Democrat blow something other than an election. It was a good line. And he knew the value of going on a somewhat hip show at the time. And, putting himself out there. You can only, it could go the other way if you're not savvy in terms of PR. But if you're Stern, you got to go, I'll have anybody on that I think that might be relevant. But that's how you keep your show relevant, not by having A-list guests and worrying, if I have this one, they're too controversial. Fuck it.
He's gone the complete opposite of what made him popular, which to me is why I can't believe 5 more. How are you going to carry that dead carcass of a career across 5 years, let alone, I thought, a few more weeks, and it would be the liberation of Dachau after these last few weeks. It'd be like, oh my God, opening up the camp and finding a bunch of half skeletons in a fucking cabin. Like, that's how awful this show is. And they think they're going to carry that another 5 years.
Mm-hmm. And anyway, it's astounding to me. So, guys, please give us strength. We are the QF support group for all disenfranchised viewers that still got a subscription. A lot of people I know are going to cancel outright because they're like, I can't do 5 more years of this bullshit. Some already have, absolutely, but
I don't think they're getting. If they really were getting so much love for the decision, by the way, wouldn't the Twitter allow comments?
bingo. And that he doesn't even address that. Like, he doesn't even fucking address that. He addresses the pain he gets on the criticism he gets, but he doesn't address the fact that they've shut off the Twitter feed for non-followed people on Twitter of the Stern Show. You can go on SiriusXM and comment on their Twitter feed, and that's what people have done. And if you saw the list, if I read it to you, you guys you'd laugh your ass off. Anyway, it's there for you. You got to sift through it. It's funny, but.
I think I commented on this article. So when we get to the bottom, maybe we'll get a surprise. I'm not positive, but I kind of remember when this first came out. I did.
You did. I saw it. It's at the bottom. We'll get to it for sure. I think Gary Puppet did as well.
Awesome.
Okay.
Hope she sees it.
Why don't you start the reading of this one?
Okay. The Blast. Oh, and this one is by Gary Trock. Respected journalist Gary Trock. Howard Stern's wife responds to vicious trolls over Biden cat offer. Howard Stern's wife, Beth. Did you guys know Howard Stern has a wife? Her name's Beth. Yeah. Took the brunt of outrage and criticism by angry internet. Internet is capitalized. Trolls after the radio icon offered up one of his many adoptable cats to President-elect Joe Biden.
Notice they don't bother to say she's a model in this article. Guys, consistency is key. Let's be honest. Stern made the announcement Monday morning on his popular SiriusXM radio show after it was revealed that the Biden family is looking to bring a cat with them into the White House.
President Trump unfortunately did not have any pets during his time at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, and Biden is happy to change that immediately. Ooh.
So the next caption reads,
gay.
So Wiggy's hiding behind the mic as usual. An offer to the Bidens. It makes it sound like it's something out of the Godfather. I'm willing to do it, whatever it takes to make the peace. President-elect. Sorry, I got to do his voice. President-elect Biden said that he's going to get a cat for the White House. He's going to adopt a cat. I want him to adopt one of our cats. Howard Stern told his millions of listeners on Monday. Millions. So there's something about just that phrase, like when they use millions and him, that makes me laugh. Go ahead.
He added, "We would be honored. We have such a cute kittens and adult cats, cat that need homes. We want to do that. Beth told me to say that, and I'm in full agreement."
We got to give you some compression so you can get the full effect and slow down the pitch. Beth and Howard both work closely with the North Shore Animal League America. And that's not highlighted, guys. They don't care about the website anymore. Get on with the other author, dude, the other reporter, and also foster an insane amount of cats at their home in Southampton, New York. And then that same fucking picture, trolls attack Beth.
So we get the same sister wife picture of her sitting on the edge of her tub with a cat on her lap, looking insane.
And the huge gap, the refund gap.
Oh, he has some super cute posters ready soon. Yeah, Joe Biden and Dr. Biden. Beth seconded on her Instagram account while showing off the article discussing Howard's offer to the incoming president of the United States. This is so fucking embarrassing. Many of Beth's followers were supportive and happy to see the coverage about adopting cats. However, others were not so nice when it came to their reactions.
Okay, a great example of why I stopped listening to Howard after 16 years, one person wrote. A Chinese breed would be ideal, another follower marked. Why adopt a cat to an owner that isn't going to make it? Another nasty comment. I don't care what side of the dial you're on, guys. That is a funny line. Okay, clapping back. They got a kitten there. I don't know which one this is. Go ahead, Sam.
The overwhelming amount of hate and negativity towards the idea of a cat getting adopted was enough to drive Beth Stern over the edge. And she followed up her post with a message to the haters. I have to post something beautiful as I read the most disgusting comments today under a previous post. I've never blocked and deleted so many repulsive comments page that consists of pictures of homeless animals looking for forever homes. Beth wrote alongside a photo of a cute kitten. She added, "My heart hurts at the anger and ugliness. How can people?
How can old people?
How can old people who follow my account be so girl? I prayed for you."
Okay, so Sam added a comment. There's a couple of comments here. This is okay. Gershwin Katz was someone who wrote in as a Facebook poster. Remember the mean comments when the failed public personality posted a self-indulgent cat picture with the Saks Fifth Ave shopping bag on the day of Sandy Hook? How she turned the Pittsburgh massacre and a Jewish temple about her as a former model for the hockey Penguins, and how when exhausted frontline COVID workers were begging for supplies, she turned up wearing a full hazmat suit, gloves, and footwear. Howard's wife has the emotional development and self-awareness of a teeny bopper and deserves all the blowback she frequently receives. I'm not going to read Gary Puppets because it goes against something we don't want to do. But Teresa, Samantha Therese, are you going to read your own?
Oh, sure. I wrote, "Let's remember this total nut job made a Pittsburgh massacre in a synagogue about her shitty catalog modeling career that barely got out of catalogs. If she didn't marry a gay radio DJ and pose as a beard, she didn't get famous. So now pretends she's the Mother Teresa for animals. If one of those TV gigs took off, she had a shred of talent, she wouldn't be posting Pittsburgh Penguins selfies from '89, and she would make it about the animals, not herself, and shoehorn in these deranged selfies." You're welcome.
Yeah. I mean, that is well done. Bravo. I mean, that's the crux of it, guys. The cats are secondary in every photo. It's all about her. Like, she manages to put herself in every fucking picture. So we're going to play. Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, don't be sorry, because I'm sorry about all of this. Let's keep going.
We're going to play some of these. So I have a couple of these that we're going to play, I think, with Raven. But in the meantime, okay, let's see if I got this here. Wiggy's, okay, play this one. Wiggy's social media deflector shields are hit badly.
And then, this is so crazy with social media. I don't know how anybody reads comments about themselves. I can't do it. In fact, if you write negative comments about me and you're waiting for me to see them, it'll never happen. I never look at, like on Twitter, I never hit that button where you can see what people wrote about you.
I don't do that.
And on Instagram or whatever. I'm on Instagram, but you don't bother friending me. I only have 17 followers because I closed my account. It's only for friends of mine who paint.
Friends of mine who paint.
Is it a bunch of fucking, is it a kindergarten class in the Hamptons who's like,
I need more sponges. The thing is, it's funny. Yes, I see any negative comments on our thing, guys, on our YouTube channel. I've said already before, if they're not constructive criticism, I just get rid of them because haters. There's nothing that helps our show. To have some guy goes, "You guys suck."
I agree, but like, how he goes, "I just have friends of mine who paint." All I can picture is like Miss Lippy. "Howard, you forgot your macaroni necklace."
So he talks about basically, how he completely he can't take social media hits. So here's the next part: Saint Beth and her Insta aspirations.
Well, even Beth says, I don't understand why anyone would follow me because pictures of cats. And here's the whole point of the Instagram of Beth. A couple of years ago, she started rescuing animals and said, maybe I could use this. She really didn't even have an Instagram account. She said, it's going to be stupid. No one's going to follow me because it's just pictures of cats that are up for adoption.
Okay, go ahead.
Can I translate? So this means Beth's career was really taking a dump. So,
yeah.
so
yeah, it was in the shitter.
Listen, we can make you a fake. We can get you to fake popular by by buying fake followers and giving you an Instagram about this cat shit, because that's all that's left. See this bottom of the barrel? There's a little residue on the bottom. We can scrape and pull some shit together with some Instagram followers. Does that sound good for you? Because that's all there's left. You talentless bim.
This reminds me exactly of you said scraping the bottom of the barrel. I ran a half marathon one time, and the organization was so shitty. They didn't have like water for people. They had wet sponges in a barrel, and that was the end for people. And so it was like 100% humidity. People were fucking passed out on the side of the road. And then near the end, on the way back, when I saw the same barrel, because it was a straightaway, on the way back, there was one guy diving headfirst into the barrel trying to get at whatever water was left. All you saw were his feet. That's kind of how the Buckwald Agency treats Beth's career. What the hell's left here?
She's literally frantic. She's a frantic dehydrated runner.
It's almost like in the scene of Midnight Express when the guy like puts his face up against the glass and goes, "Put your tits on the glass." Anyway, let's continue.
She thought, well, because of my fame, she could maybe use my fame to get the people who wanted to adopt cats, because the shelters are just packed with cats, and she's an animal lover, and she started doing it. And now I don't know the exact number, but maybe a couple 100,000 people will actually follow her and look at pictures of cats all day.
He just it says 600. He said a couple hundred. And now it could be a throwaway.
All these 600,000 people during a pandemic, they look at cat pictures all day.
Yeah, exactly.
And like, she would be the first one to say, "Oh my God, don't follow me because it's just pictures of cats."
She would be the first to say, "Don't follow me."
So you don't want followers, yet this is what you do all day, is post selfies on this Instagram. But don't look at me. Don't look at me. I'm posting this cat, but don't look at me. I'm hiding behind the cat. Don't look at me.
Exactly.
It's not really about me.
I think I'm going to start
about me.
I think I'm going to start half the posting. Like I did this at the old place and I kept them of JD's grifter wife, like
Tank?
like doing Tanko doing all kinds of selfies around like horrible places like in Jonestown. I think I'm going to start photoshopping like Beth at Kent State, Beth with a cat somewhere like in Tiananmen Square with the tanks, because it's really awful that kind of selfie bullshit.
It's awful in the sense that she's pretending that it's not about look at me.
That's
and
right.
Guys, it's all about the animals. I know I'm on the end of my bathtub and I'm covering half of my face with a cat, but see, it's about the cat. And you guys need to know that if you leave your dryer open and there's going to be a cat that runs in it, you got to check it. I got to remind you every year.
This would be fine.
Close your dryer.
It would be perfectly acceptable if she was 15, which is emotionally and mentally where she is, like in her teens still. But it's so disturbing to me, in a lot of ways more disturbing than him, because I can't really understand that kind of regression, that kind of stunted emotional behavior.
Well, we understand that from Bob D that she is more stunted and more fucked up because of him. That his fucked upness has. She was always a narcissist.
Yes.
And an idiot. And we've heard from multiple people who, had some sort of interaction with her. She's an idiot.
Yeah.
Like there's not really much going on up there. But she could have had not much going on up there and have had a, I guess, okay career or not. At least she could have gotten married and had kids like she wanted to, but now she's just this regressed beard petting fucking cats and, making them overload on food.
It's nuts. This next clip is called "Wine Flows as Beth's Sanity Goes."
So, and what does she do on there? She's trying to get cats home. She has no other agenda. She doesn't really
It's not
want
trying
her.
to sell you makeup or anything like that.
Right. She doesn't want to be an influencer and end up.
I love
you
that
know,
title. I'm
Yeah.
an influencer.
She doesn't want to use it to piggyback and springboard into being the new host of The View, or you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, because that didn't work out. Okay, guys, we love you, Barbara. We are so nervous. I don't want to be a host. I'm gonna read a letter from a vet, and I just thought they had her on. It was like the 9/11 of talk show auditions.
Is that still on YouTube, that clip? There's no way.
Yeah, it is. If you guys
fuck, I
ever
have to
want to
get-
check it out,
I gotta get
Beth
that.
Beth is on The View. Nobody knows why she's on. This is when Rosie's on. I'm so nervous. Oh my God. And the hands are going. The hands are like, giant kites.
Like those
fucking
blow up things they
attached.
have outside a bar, like those things that flicker all over the place with the air, the fan.
Yeah, they're like, when it's like car sales, West
Yeah.
or
That's it.
Used car places, and it's the flappy guys in the wind. It's
The way-
that times 10.
The way he explains it is very much like, she's not looking to get invited to Fashion Week. She's not doing this to get a movie role with James Toback or anything. She's not doing this to, hopefully get a new fall lineup of, Vogue, get an invite to this and that fashion show. Like, fuck off. Like, as if you don't know what it's about.
Yeah, remember, I know she was, trying, and she was a guest sort of special anchor on Entertainment Tonight. Like, that was something. And then she did True Beauty. I know that was something. Remember Casino Cinema? That was something. Remember Special Pets or whatever the fuck that was called?
Can you
okay, so
Can you
what
just
is it?
imagine what Buchwald must have been like? His office must have been like, like going, what can we do with this fucking talentless piece of shit?
I don't-
What? Well, she can't not fail. It's almost like she falls into a what do you know, those crane machines? She goes into a crane machine full of nothing but diamonds and still manages to come up with shit.
She really is like that. It would be a crane full of diamonds, and then there's a rubber duck.
Yeah.
And she's the duck.
you can't you can't shine shit and expect people to think that it's something else. I mean, it's at the end of the day, a turd's a turd.
Yeah, you throw a rock into water, it's gonna sink every time.
And she's not looking.
Yes.
She doesn't want a showbiz career. Here's the agenda. You want a cat, she'll get as long as you pass the test. What's the test? You're not going to let your cat out of the house. You're going to take care of the cat's medical bills. And it's a huge hassle because people who adopt from Beth, some of them want fame because a lot of people who adopt from her, the cat sort of becomes famous.
Oh, okay. Oh my God. Can I?
Fucking joking.
People. So now people want to be famous if they adopt from Beth. Beth literally makes them an Instagram and then makes the people post when she's on the kitten bowl, and the kittens have to pretend to watch her on the kitten bowl. She's insane. She's fucking insane. She makes an Instagram or whatever for every single foster. So you can follow Mushu Peaches, or you can follow Toast and Jelly, or whatever the fuck cats she throws out after a day, and says, goodbye, good luck, and then you better fucking post on this Instagram I made for every single one of my cats. So when he says that she doesn't want to be famous for this, that's such a farce.
Yeah. I mean, what else is this? Anyway, a few more seconds.
A lot of people follow them, and then they do. Or their cat, they have trouble with their cat. They'll write her angry emails. Listen to this. You got me this cat 3 years ago, and now the cat is sick, and the cat's been throwing up all over my house, and my husband doesn't want the cat. Like, it's our problem. I didn't tell you to adopt a cat.
Now, okay, if this is true, it is it is stupid of people to do this, and people do. But isn't this the same guy that gave shit to Ellen for returning a cat,
A dog.
a dog,
It was
sorry,
a
a
dog.
puppy or whatever it was? Yeah, and so. I mean, when you get down to it, fuck, it's just insanity. I wanted to play that one video you showed that was on, I believe, YouTube, where she's crying to that couple. we have to play that one at one point.
I wrote a binder for every animal. What happened to those binders,
Yeah,
Biff?
it's claw marks all over it. Next clip. Saint's Fee, the cat whisperer.
How many more of these do we have to go?
Not too many.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't get paid. First of all, most of these cheap ass motherfuckers don't even make a donation. we feed these cats, we home these cats, we groom these cats. When Beth,
You get those cats neutered and spayed.
we get them.
Ooh.
Ooh, wow, what a nut!
Wow.
Jesus.
Wow. How normal people with salaries less than 6 figures do this shit? What a
Yeah.
loser.
Exactly.
Paid. We get them all their shots. And who do you think pays? Me. I do all of this. I give people food with the cat. I give people toys with the cat. I give them litter boxes. I give them a carrier. It's like welfare. I do this out of the goodness of my heart.
It also comes with a
Whoa.
stiletto.
Ethiopia. Ugh.
Okay. This next clip is called "Buy a Cat, You Cheap Fucks."
And I even say to Beth afterwards, I said, does anybody ever donate money to our cause? It's called Beyond.
What?
It's always about the fucking marbles. God, I'm gonna lose my voice. Sam's face would be a show in itself when some of these clips get. You heard this though live, didn't you?
It
What?
costs literally. You can make a litter box out of Tupperware. I mean, what? Food is like $2.99 if you really wanted to go for Meow Mix. What is he fucking talking about? Welfare.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God, I
Because
hate
now-
him.
No.
Who gets a cat?
Yeah, they get a cat. I go,
They don't give a dime?
some people do, but very few. It's like they think it's like a service. And then you start getting these emails from people. Hey, I want a cat. And like they're in Chicago. We're here in New York.
Yeah.
So Beth will write back, why don't you go to a shelter in Chicago?
Okay, now here's the thing. Doesn't this remind you a
Meanwhile,
little? How long before he starts going after the cat, saying, "Help me pay the fucking bills," like he told his kids to.
Meanwhile, she literally traveled to Katrina to help cats, to help a cat who managed to swim in a cage and survive. That was apparently her fucking narrative. I don't know how that cat survived, but somehow it did. And she traveled to, Louisiana to go get this fucking cat and bring it back. And she travels to Florida and bring it back. And she tells all these stories, but she can't help someone in Chicago. And then wouldn't she have to go to Washington to give the cat to Biden?
It's just a little hop, skip, and a jump in the helicopter.
Shouldn't fucking Joe Biden go to a local animal shelter according to how
If this logic works out, exactly.
I hate
Fucking
him.
cunt. What the fuck are you telling me what the fuck to do? Hey, or they'll write you an email like this. Hey, you better come. My grandmother died and no one wants the cat. And if you don't take this cat into your program, we're taking it to a shelter to be killed.
That sounds like complete bullshit. You can hear the stuttering. Jesus.
When you lied, you ever say things like program?
What?
He goes, "You don't take this cat into this program."
Yeah, the euthanasia program. Jesus Christ. Dr. Katvorkian.
We're going sending it to a kill shelter, threatening us, like we're some kind of like we're criminals. This is
Yeah, every time you hear that, like, you know, it's all horse shit. It's all horse or cat shit, maybe in this case.
on you.
None of this is true, by the way. This
No.
never happens.
No, of course not.
Like my problem, because you fucking can't take care of your grandmother's cat, you fuck. I hate people so much. So the latest thing with her account, which makes, and by the way, I hear about this every morning. So I'm ready to jump out a window because I just want to fucking put a hatchet through people's heads.
He hears about this every morning. That means she's complaining and bitching to him. Like
Yeah,
that's
exactly right.
That's the real problem. Now the next clip is called "Canonize She of the Cats with the Missing Eyes."
You know, and I'm like, my wife is an angel. She's trying to be nice. She's not asking for anything, and she gets shit on by the fucking cunt bags that fucking follow her on Instagram.
Okay, that was a quick one. And the last one is called, there's two more. Wah, my Instagram followers called me a stupid cunt. Wah.
Beth posted on her thing how she would be honored if the Bidens adopted a cat from her. Well, oh boy. Oh my God, the hate on Beth's account is so bad that my wife was in tears. Like I found her crying. I go, what's going on? What the fuck who's making my world even darker? You got to hear some of these. So,
These people wrote because of that post?
Yes. These are supposed animal lovers.
Oh, they don't like horses.
Who is making my world even darker?
Exactly.
My.
Okay, now this last one. You remember when we did the Machine Gun Kelly show, and I said we said we'd have the drinking game every time there was a huge pause.
Yeah. How can I still have PTSD. I just felt like you kicked me in the head when you said that.
Okay, we have a little one here. It's not even half a minute. It's called the Space-Time Continuum drinking game.
I've really jumped the shark. I've jumped the shark so much that I got 50 fucking companies trying to hire me right now. That's how much I've jumped the shark. You should all be so lucky to jump the shark the way I have. You dumbass.
Drink.
I don't think you could get more successful than me.
Drink.
I mean, I normally wouldn't brag about it, but really?
I probably should have saved that one for Raven, but I thought, nah, we'll throw this one together. It's good. 50 companies. What, like Gardein? Gardein offered me a solo show.
Potty.
My Pillow. What happened to the big name? What do you call it? Sponsors? It's not even. It's like Beck's anymore. It's not Heineken. It's like make your penis longer. Sell your gold.
Popular Silver.
Anyway, so any closing thoughts before we wrap this one up?
I can't. Thanks, guys. This is so much fun. I hope you enjoyed it just as much as I did. And
Yeah,
we'll keep updating you on the critical news about the Bidens and their
and the blast.
their pet adoption.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, don't the Bidens have 2 dogs? Is that do I have that correct?
One, I guess, like sprained his ankle. He's wearing a boot.
Well, I mean, you know, some people, they love their pets a little, they love their little pets a little too much, and they put them on Instagram and they drink wine around them, and then they collapse and the cats get all over them. I have this like animation idea. Maybe we can get Kevin Lofton to fucking do the work for us, where the cats, when they have their own life, when Beth is passed out, they take the phone and start taking selfies of her.
That would be so great. I wanted to put this by you guys. I want to do an Instagram of me and Henry, but like a mock of Beth and her. So I'm like Beth. So I'm going to do like the floral dresses and like with Henry. I mean, he might not like it, and I won't do it to the point where it's like as torturous, but I thought it might be funny. So let me know what you think about it in the comments.
Okay. Poor Henry. Oh, Henry. All right, guys.
Know.
He won't know. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for listening. Check us out on Podbean, Spotify, Player FM, Pocket Casts, Google Podcasts, of course. That's a lot of people use their browser, but Podbean is still the primary source for most people. Keep the comments coming in. And we love you. Coming up this week is going to be our latest breakdown. And then on the 20th of December, we got the Bro Fight Part 2. And for Christmas, we have a little Christmas surprise that we can announce, but we're not going to tell you exactly what it is. You're just going to have to wait and see. Yeah. So we know you're going to like it. We know you're going to like it. We know you're going to like it. And I think we're going to play it. I'm not sure either the 23rd or 24th. I'm going to try to make it Christmas Eve, but I can't say for certain. So stay safe, guys. We love you. And have a good one.